Hello, I'm Brian. This is my official entry into Steve with Stoked on Smokes barbecue video competition. I want to take a moment real quick before we get into this video and thank Steve and his sponsors for putting this together. This is my very first YouTube video, and I tell you, I had an absolute blast doing this. What we're going to make today as an entry into this competition is going to be a Jamaican jerk rubbed pork butt that's been smoked with just a little bit of apple and cherry wood, and we're going to serve it on a King Hawaiian roll with a mango coleslaw. So we're super excited. We got a lot to do. Let's get in the kitchen and get this thing started. Alright, let's go over our ingredients here. We're going to first make our jerk rub, and really it's a marinade. It's going to be a wet rub. So we're going to, everything you can see here is all rough chopped, which is fine. We're going to put it in a food processor and make it into a nice paste. Let's go through our ingredients real quick. Very first thing we have is some thyme. Ideally, you want to use fresh thyme. This is about you'd want to use about a third cup of fresh thyme. I have about half of that in dry. Right here I have a half of a white onion. This is 3 habanero peppers. I have 6 cloves of garlic. There's about a quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper in here. It's about 2 tablespoons of ginger. Right here is a quarter teaspoon of ground nutmeg. This one right here is a quarter teaspoon of cinnamon. We have a half teaspoon of black pepper. Right here, there's 1 teaspoon of fine salt. This is 2 teaspoons of ground allspice, and finally there's some 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. For the liquids, we have 3 tablespoons of soy sauce here, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and a quarter cup of white vinegar. We're going to set this up. We're going to dump it all in a food processor and process it in about 3-4 minutes until everything is a nice paste mixture. When we come back, we'll have that finished. Alright, so after just a couple minutes in the food processor, we get this nice jerk rub that smells absolutely amazing. So what we're going to do is we are going to put this rub, we're going to set it aside real quick. And we got our pork butt here. Okay, this is an 8.4 pound pork butt, and it looks really good. So what we're going to do is we got a 2.5 gallon plastic bag. We're just going to shove this pork butt in the bag. We're going to pop out our little blade attachment, and we're just going to take this jerk marinade here. Alright, we're going to take the jerk marinade and we're just going to pour it right over top of this. Alright, just like so. And then take this, just seal it up, get some of the air out, and we'll rub that rub all around. Try to get it spread all over the pork butt as nice as we can. Try to get it underneath. Alright. So we're all got the marinade or the rub, the jerk rub in on the pork butt. So for now, we're going to stick it into the fridge, and we'll see you back in the morning to start cooking it. Alright, so I went ahead and got the grill all set up. As you can see, we're going to be cooking indirect heat. I got all my about 40 coals. Over on this side, I lit 10, set them on top. I'm going to smoke them with just a little bit of apple wood and cherry wood. Picked out some small pieces, and then I have a pan here with a little bit of apple juice just to keep some humidity and moisture inside with the pork butt. So the grill is all up to temperature, so we're going to grab the pork butt and put it in place. Grab that. We're just going to set it right over top of our little drip pan here. Got a temperature probe inside the grill, so we can keep an eye on that temperature. I'm going to install real quick a probe. You can find out where the bone is here. We're going to install a probe right in the thick of the meat here and hook it up to our probe. For right now, we are going to put our vent is over top the meat, draw that smoke out and over, And for right now, I'm going to close this to about halfway. I want to get it back up to temperature. We'll get about 250 degrees. Once it's there, I'll adjust the vents. So we'll see in a couple hours. Alright, so we're at 4 o'clock. We have reached 167 degrees internal temperature. And man, that butt is looking good. But what I like to do is about 165 degrees, I like to wrap it up in some heavy duty aluminum foil. So we're going to do that real quick. We're going to pop this out and know where it goes. We're going to just set this right on the foil. And we're going to wrap this up real tight. Okay. Like so. We're actually going to double layer it. This is heavy duty foil, but I like to double layer just to make sure I don't get any leaks anywhere. Alright. And then this way, and probe, we're going to actually run a kind through the top here. I'm just going to run right on into the meat there, like so. And that's it. Now we're going to wait until we reach 195 degrees internal temperature, 200 degrees, somewhere around there, and pull it off. So until then, see you in a few. Alright, so we are done. It was a little too dark to film outside, but we're done with our butt. Let's open up and take a look. We reached 200 degrees, 203 degrees actually. Let's take a look, see what this thing looks like. It smells amazing. Alright, so there it is. There we go. What I'm going to do, we're going to take this and wrap it back up, and we're going to shove it in a cooler for a couple hours and let it kind of chill out a little bit, and then we'll be back when we shred it. Alright, so here we go. This has been sitting, we had it sitting in foil inside a cooler for about 2 hours, and it's done. We're going to go ahead and, sorry about that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pull the bone out. We're going to shred this thing up, and if, I mean, look at that bone just pulls right out of there. This thing is perfect. I can tell you I've been nibbling on this just a little bit, and oh, man, this rub is just phenomenal. We're going to take a little sample here. This stuff tastes amazing. The jerk rub, the jerk marinade, I mean, it's spicy, but it just works really well. I think this is going to pair very, very nicely with the with our coleslaw, our mango apple coleslaw. All right, so our pork butt's done. It is a spicy. It's got a lot of spice. It's got a nice kick to it. So we want to balance that with a topping. It's just gonna kind of help subdue some of that heat a little. So what I decided to do was make a mango coleslaw. So let's go over what we're going to use. This is half a package, about 7 ounces of coleslaw mix. I would have gotten a fresh head, but they didn't look all that great at the grocery store. We have about a half of a mango here that's been kind of chopped up into small piece I can get. We have a 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil. This is a 1/3 of a cup of rice vinegar. We're going to use the juice of a half of a lime. This is roughly about maybe a quarter, maybe an 1/8 of a cup of cilantro. And then we have a teaspoon of sugar that we're going to add to this. So basically, it's real simple. We're just going to dump everything all right into that coleslaw mix, and we're just going to give it a nice little mix. And then when it's time to serve, this will go right on top. We're about an hour out. I don't know that you want to make it too, I wouldn't want to make this overnight. I think that coleslaw is going to wilt a little bit too much, which I don't mind, but some people may want it a little bit more crisp. And then this stuff we're just going to dump right on in here. Alright, so we're just going to give this a nice little toss and get everything all incorporated, get that sugar all mixed in throughout. Get that mango tossed all in there. Alright, and that's it. Alright, so here's our final product. We got our jerk rub pork butt. We've topped it with a little bit of the mango coleslaw. Now I'll tell you, I did end up adding an additional teaspoon of sugar to this coleslaw just to kind of sweeten up a little bit more. And to balance out, again, what I found is this jerk's got a really nice heat to it. To balance that out, not only we decide to do that with the balance it with mango coleslaw, but also we're going to serve it up with a King Hawaiian roll, which is going to be inherently sweet itself. So let's take a quick bite here and wrap this thing up. Let's see how this tastes. Very good. The jerk, you get this nice allspice taste in there. You can taste the nutmeg. You can pull out the cinnamon notes, and of course those habanero peppers give it a real nice kick. That coleslaw balances all out perfectly, and this King Hawaiian roll is just fantastic. It really works with this. So that's it. That's our sandwich. I want to thank Steve for putting this competition together, and his sponsors. This is great. My first time doing this. So until the next competition, God bless.